they're having this delicious meal, and here's the action. So first you look at this sequence. Attraction, so invitation, trespass. Then the action. The action, not only for the meal, they're sitting down doing the food thing, but the action for the woman goes super rogue. Because when she shows up, you can see what she does here. She stands behind Jesus at his feet. She's weeping. Well, I think that's going to make Simon feel awkward. Kind of, let alone that she's the sinner woman. She's weeping, and she's washing Jesus' feet with her tears. I call this highly personal. She's drying Jesus' feet with her hair. Now, women in our hair, no. And somebody's smelly feet, that's going to be a double hard pass, right? But she's all in. I mean, seriously, she is kissing his feet. She is anointing him. The action of this woman is extravagant and opulent and way, way over the top. I mean, if you're one of Simon's buddies and you're sitting at this table and you see this woman walk in and behave so unseemly, so over the top, I mean, it might make you feel uncomfortable. Like, what is she doing? This is weird. But Jesus doesn't shun her, repel her, push her away. None of that. None of that. Her actions are way extravagant, way expressive, and completely unraveled. I mean, she's all in. But if you look at the action of Simon, it's interesting because the woman's action is very, very, very active. I mean, super expressive. On the other side, Simon, his action is to watch. He's not doing anything. In essence, he is, quote unquote, passive. I say that optimistically. Because in reality, what he's thinking, and Jesus can read your mind, my mind, and he reads Simon's mind. Simon thinks to himself, if Jesus was a prophet, he would know what kind of woman is touching him. That's what Simon thinks. It's disdain, it's shame, it's revulsion. She's disgusting. Who let her in? Somebody needs to let the dogs out. Maybe that's kind of the modern version, like what the heck? And it's interesting because when you look at the attraction, it's invitation, it's trespassing. When you look at the action, it's very expressive and opulent, extravagant. This action is passive, disdainful, and shaming. There's an interesting contrast, and Jesus jumps right in the thick of it. And he says, hey, Simon, I have something to say to you. And Simon says, legit, say on. Say it, teacher. You're at my house. What are you going to say? You are my guest. Oh, my goodness. And so Jesus gives a very short but poignant parable. And he says there's two people that owe somebody money. One owes a little bit, one owes a whole bunch. The guy who is owed the money decides to forgive both, the one who owes a little bit and the one who owes a lot. So then he says, by canceling their debts, who, Simon, do you suppose loved more after that? And Simon says, well, the one who is forgiven much. Jesus said, that's right. He was forgiven much, and he loves much. And then what Jesus does is he really accentuates the contrast. he says to Simon, and he accentuates the actions and the differences in the action. He says, you know what, Simon? When I came to your house, you didn't greet me with a kiss. You didn't anoint my head. You didn't wash my feet. You didn't do any of this. And yet this woman has done way above and beyond all of that. Jesus accentuates the contrast. And then he says, and I think this is the defining moment, and this is the place where I think it's relevant for all of us. Because when we look at this sequence of events, it's attraction, action, but the end game is love. Because Jesus says, he who has been forgiven much loves much. Jesus' end game is always love. We're going to get to that in just a second. He who's been forgiven little loves little.